Hello everyone, this is Mansi Goel. Today we are here to give a presentation on our cloud computing project. We have made a code executor in our project. Next slide. These are the team members in our group. Next slide. Let's have a look on what is the functionality of our project. It is, we have made a code executor which executes Python code with Docker having container as a service along with platform as a service to help user execute code securely with ease. Next slide. Let's see how software as a service is being used. Software as a service or SaaS is a way of delivering applications over the network as a service. Instead of the need to install and maintain a full server, you just have to subscribe to the software service and then easily access it through the internet. The technique uses containerization using Dockers to provide instances of the software application to customers. We present a code executor application as a service which will remove the need for clients to install and maintain the software on their computers and use their own computation powers in data centers, but instead use that of the service provider. Next slide. These are the tech stack which we have used in our project, which includes Node.js. It is used for backend API services and for creating scalable web applications. Git, it is a tool which is used for source code management. It is used to tracking changes in the source code, enabling multiple developers to work together. Docker and Heroku. We will more emphasize on Docker and Heroku, and we will see more about them in detail in the next slide. Next slide. Let's see what Docker is and how does it work. Docker is an open platform for developing, shipping, and running applications. Docker enables us to separate our application from our infrastructure so we can deliver software quickly. With Docker, we can manage our infrastructure in the same way we manage our applications. Docker provides the ability to package and run an application in a loosely isolated environment called a container. Over to you, Sonal.
Next slide. Providing container as a service. So, what is a container? A container is a standard unit of software that packages up code and all its dependencies so that the application can run quickly and reliably from one computing environment to another. Containers have the ability to scale horizontally, meaning a user can multiply identical customers containers within the same cluster to expand when needed. They are also isolated from each other, which means if one container is compromised, others won't be affected. Also, they use fewer resources since they don't need an operating system. Container as a service is a subscription based cloud service model that allows to manage container applications and web portals. The primary resource of CaaS service is the container itself. The service helps to streamline the process of developing and managing containers within software defined infrastructure. The CaaS provider offers the platform that allows users to develop containerized applications. The cloud native application components can be deployed and run from a cloud environment while users subscribe for CaaS resources such as scheduling capabilities, loading balance, and compute instances. In our project, with the help of containers, application code can be packaged so that we can run it anywhere. The technique uses containerization using Docker to provide different instances of the same software application to different customers. CaaS solves the problem of application developed in a certain PaaS environment and whose execution is restricted to the PaaS environment specification. So, how does this work? The packaging includes all the components that allow the container package to operate applications in isolation, including libraries, configuration file, and dependencies. As a result, a containerized application development process optimizes the operation cost and overhead costs such as licensing and operating cost. Some of the benefits of container include portability, scalability, efficiency, increased security, and speed. Next slide. Virtualization versus containerization. Virtualization enables to run multiple operating systems on the hardware of a single physical server. It is the technology which can simulate the physical hardware and represent it in a separate machine. To desktop users, the most common use is to able to run applications meant for a different operating system without having to switch computer or reboot into a different system. On the other hand, containerization enables to deploy multiple applications using the same operating system on a single virtual machine or server. It doesn't simulate the entire physical machine. Over to you, Kanupriya.
Um, So basically, this is a visual representation of how the two technologies work. Basically, in virtualization, every virtual machine has its own guest OS, kernel, process, drivers, etc. Therefore, it is hardware level virtualization. Examples of these virtual machines are VMware and VirtualBox. While in containerization, multiple applications can share the same OS kernel. Containers play similar role to virtual machine but without hardware virtualization. Most common technology is Docker, as we can see in the figure. Some more differences between the two are that since virtualization has hardware level isolation, so it is fully secured, while containerization has process level isolation, so it is less secure than virtual machines. Virtual machines are heavyweight, while containers are lightweight. Virtual machines are not portable, while containers are very portable. So basically, the question arises which to use when, because both has their own disadvantages and advantages. Virtual machines are great for supporting applications that require an OS full functionality when you want to deploy multiple applications on a server or when you have a wide variety of OS to manage. Containers are a better choice when the biggest priority is to minimize the number of servers we are using for multiple applications. Virtual machines have a longer life cycle than containers, and hence they are best used for longer periods of time. On the other hand, containers are an excellent choice for tasks with a much shorter life cycle. Next slide. So this is Heroku. Heroku is a cloud platform as a service supporting several programming languages. It enables developers to build, run, and operate applications entirely on the cloud. It is said to be a polyglot platform as it has features for a developer to build, run, and scale applications in a similar manner across most languages. Since it is a platform as a service, so it is a complete development environment in the cloud. There are various benefits of Heroku, which is why we have chosen Heroku as our deployment environment. It's simple, elegant, and usable, pioneering the focus on the developer's experience and aiming to make the deployment as seamless as the development process. Now over to Rishika.
Next slide. Code executor as a service. So we are providing code executor as a service. User can run their app Python code using this application to any system they want. They do not need to configure the system, install any dependency, and user can write their code in the ideally provided in the application, and then the code is sent to server side for execution. Then the server respond back with the output of the executable Python code. Then we have containerized this application by creating a Docker image of the application and deployed this image to the cloud of any user to access the containerized application. Then next slide. Software as a service. This containerized code executor deployed over the cloud is basically software as a service. So where each user using it does not need to manage anything, a ready-to-use developed deployed application is available to them. You simply need to access it via internet, freeing yourself from the complex software and hardware management. Basically, software as a service is a software distribution model in which a cloud provider hosts applications and make them available to the end user over the internet. So we have third-party provider, which is this Heroku, which is hosting the application for in our case. So the provider manages access to the application, including security, availability, and performance. Now, Miguel will take us to the implementation part of the application.
Now let's look at the implementation part. For that, I'll just share whole code which I have written on Visual Studio. So first of all, we have made the backend part in Node.js. Here we have included all the APIs required for our project, like the get and the post. Also, we have used a child process, which is the execute exact function through which we can run any command which we could also run on the normal terminal. We can give the timeout as well as we can get the error or the output or any execution error at the time of execution. So with the help of this function, we can get the Python code's output, which we have inputted from the user using our HTML page through the text area tag of HTML. After this, we have a Docker file in which we have the information like from which image we are from what we are creating this image, and obviously for running the Python code we'll need the proper installations about Python, and then we need to make a working directory. Also for running this Node.js application, we need to do npm install for all the dependencies and packages. We have exposed it to 8081 port number, which is mapped in Docker. Also, for after this, we need to run this application. For that, the command is node index.js, which could be like if we are running on localhost 2, we would need to start this application, which is through node index.js. Uh, I'll just show a demo of how our code is working. So here is the code in which we have an array of fruits, and now this is a Python code, and we have written a print statement of x, so it is executed in the same manner. This is our output, and in the case of errors also we'll get the required error, like here the time limit is exceeded. I have put the condition as an infinite loop in the Python code, and we can get the output as a limit exceeded. Now let's come back to our presentation slides. So for deployment in Heroku, we have first created the app and then the container, and then we have pushed this image on the Heroku. So now with the help of that link, now anybody can run their code. Now let's come towards the features of this code executor. So first and foremost, like nobody needs to install the dependencies or the compiler or configure their systems for the successful execution of any Python code. Also, we have provided constraints on memory and time. Like now, if whenever the time limit or the memory limit exceeds with what is being already set in the system, then it will automatically stop that process and return the error as limit exceeded. Also, with the help of Docker, we have created an isolated environment where the execution of this application is not affected by or is not affecting any other processes in the system. Also, it shares the same kernel of Linux as the process on which it runs. Further, Rishika will continue.
Next slide. So result of implementation. So as shown by Megal, we have successfully delivered a ready-to-run containerized application deployed on the cloud that holds the code, libraries, and dependency like a Python compiler. Next slide. So conclusion. So through our project, we have demonstrated that how to provide a software as a service to the client. So through the use of Docker container and deploy the containerized application over the cloud. So we have seen through the presentation that how combining the Docker container with cloud deployment has proved to be an efficient solution. Next slide. Future scope. So we can add a new feature by creating a separate new container to create a new build of the app. Second, isolation for each user. So we can provide isolation to each user by creating separate container for each user. Right now we have is each container is being shared between all the users. Next, we can do is we can add a language like Java and C hash in the code executor. Right now it is limited to only Python. Next slide. So these are the references that we used for implementing our code executor. Next slide. So thank you for
Thank you.